everybody. My name is Kelle Sargent, and I am a real estate agent. Please no throwing rotten tomatoes. I've come to learn, I was a real estate agent in Hilton Head, South Carolina for years. And I've been in the real estate field for the past 7 years. Just started in New York City, moved to New York in January, started in real estate a whole month ago. And so it's been interesting to me because I've found that real estate agents don't necessarily have the best reputation here. And that's odd for me because it was a very reputable profession back in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So I'm hoping to actually change that. I work for Mark David and Company. They're a boutique firm located in Soho on Prince and Broadway. Boutique, for those of you who don't know, is just a really nice way of saying a smaller real estate firm. However, small as they are, they've actually been very, very successful, certainly in the rental field, and they have they're number 5 on the rental transaction list, behind the really big firms that you probably know of, the Corcorans, the Douglas Ellimans, Halstead. And so, so they've managed to be very successful, even with a smaller crew. We have about 70 agents that work with us. So, let's see. I am going to be focusing on, because I really love Roosevelt Island. It was such a unique find, and the dog loves it too. But so I'd like to actually focus it on Roosevelt Island and the Upper East Side. That being said, I work with a full team of agents that focus on all of the different neighborhoods in Manhattan, and certainly when you're looking for a real estate agent, that's what you want to look for. You want to look for somebody who is a market expert in the area that you're looking to either rent or buy. And so the nice thing about being on a team like that is that you can actually provide that level of service realistically in all of the different areas in Manhattan. And I'm lucky enough to get to do Roosevelt Island, which I absolutely love. I thought that some of you might be interested in, show of hands, if you're willing, how many people rent, how many people own? Everybody, I'm assuming, lives on Roosevelt Island. So how many people rent? Okay, so the majority of people do rent on the island. And so just to give you a little update on the rental stats right now, we have, for market rate apartments, we have studios ranging anywhere from $1,900 to $2,495 per month. 1 bedrooms ranging from $2,095 to $2,800 per month. 2 bedrooms from $2,695 to $3,900. 3 bedrooms from $3,400 to $5,600, and Roosevelt Landings offers a 4-bedroom unit too at $4,125. So the other thing, Roosevelt Island has been, and actually I'm going to maybe ask for your help and your feedback a little bit, because Roosevelt Island has actually been a challenge. As I've started to try to advertise and bring people over, I'm not running into that level of interest, and I'm floored by this because it's such a beautiful, beautiful place to live. That I'm curious if anybody would be willing to offer up, either now or afterwards, what made you choose Roosevelt Island? It would help me with my marketing to be able to, kind of hit those spots. Yes, by all means.
My wife and I, we moved here because we knew we wanted to have kids. And as we looked around, and we're confident we made a great choice. This is a wonderful place to have kids in the city. There's obviously a lot of green space, a lot of parks, there's a great public school, lots of activities that are put on for the kids on the island. The list goes on and on. So for me, I would say that young families would be a great group of people for you to market to.
Right. And it's a great price point, too, for Manhattan to get in, for young families.
straight out of high school when I came up here, and I come from a really small town, and so moving to the city, it was like I knew this is where I wanted to be, but I needed my own small town in the city.
Right.
And so this has been perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
And the view of the city is just
Yeah.
breathtaking. So, thanks, Helen.
Yeah, I think it's like a best kept secret. I always tell people this, and in a way I don't want people to come here. Because I don't want to get like overplayed. It's kind of, you want to have that kind of balance. I guess it's about maintaining a balance, but I always say it is Manhattan's best kept secret, and I think people, when you say Roosevelt Island, they always say, oh, way over there. It's so close, you know, but it's a concept, it's a mindset. People think it's like you cross the river and they think you're like going.
Yeah, people think the tram is the only way onto the island.
Exactly.
Like, wait, there's a subway stop? It's like, yes.
Yeah.
And there's a bridge, too.
Sometimes people mix with the Green Island with Roosevelt Island.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes they think it's the other big one.
Right. It's really far away. Okay, I appreciate it. I'm working on an idea that I'm trying to tweak and see if I can market it to drive some people onto the island, but I'm working on kind of an open house tour concept where I would actually, it gives people a reason to come over for maybe seeing more than just, one property. Oftentimes you market a property and they call on that one property and want to see that one property, but if I could market multiple properties, since I have them as a captive audience here on the island, to show them. And one of the things that I was thinking with that as well, if I can successfully launch that, is they say in marketing that you should always give somebody a takeaway piece when you leave. And so, whether that's a business card or just information in general about you or the company, I was thinking from a Roosevelt Island standpoint too, it might be nice to take some pieces from different people in the group and have kind of a baggie of information for them to go with, so that they have an understanding of all of the vibrancy and the different offerings that are here on the island. So that's it, unless anybody has any questions.
I do have a question. My husband and I were looking to buy a house or buy an apartment on the island, and they told us that they're going to be building an apartment building, right where that dog park is, near a Riverwalk.
Right.
Do you know anything about that? When it might be happening, or?
I know only what I literally read in the little box on the wire that just came out, which is that Southtown number 7, I think it's called, if you guys can back me up, is a go, and they are going to, I'm assuming it's Related Hudson that will be partnering again, and they are going to begin, and I don't think that's the only building that they have the potential to build.
Oh, okay.
Two others.
2 others, right?
Yeah, there's supposed to be 9 in fact. Of course, I'm just kind of doing the second hand as Rick wrote it.
I gotta read your blog more often.
The building.
Right.
So people don't have to be connected to one of the buildings. They don't have to actually work for one of the buildings. You can be an outside person bringing people.
Correct.
Okay, so wouldn't it make sense for Hudson Related, for the buildings, whatever, I don't know what I'm talking about, to reach out to the real estate community, to bring people to the island and have, I don't know, give them lunch, take them on some tours, talk to them about what's happening, so you'd know about things that are happening before you read about it in the Wire or in Rick's blog or something? I mean, shouldn't you guys know about these things?
It's interesting with a lot of the on-site offices, and they do incent us as real estate professionals to bring people to the island. Most of the places, minus the Related building, because I'll tell you right now they have literally 1 unit available right now. That's the only thing that they have in the current existing building. So So there's a very low vacancy rate there. But a lot of the other buildings, the Octagon, Roosevelt Landings, Manhattan Park, they're all offering what's called an owner pay. Most of you who have rented before, if you've used a real estate agent, know about the 15% commission that, and that's how we get paid. We don't make a salary, we work strictly on commission. So we charge a 15% commission on the annual rent, which at times seems backwards to me, because you would think that the landlord would be paying for somebody to go help find, fill their spaces. In this case, Roosevelt Island, those particular properties that I mentioned, they do at this moment in time. Now they could take that away at any point, and I'll tell you that rents have reached an all-time high in Manhattan, and the vacancy rate this summer will likely reach an all-time low. It's just, things move so quickly, and it's really a landlord's market. So we'll probably see some of that push over onto Roosevelt Island, and it'll be interesting to see, if those owner pays continue, or if it will fall on the renter then to pay me so I can eat. But right now, if I were to bring somebody to one of those buildings, the landlord of the building would actually pay me for that, instead of the renter having to, which is a great incentive. A lot of people, when they're looking to rent, will look for that no-fee apartment. And so that's what that means. It doesn't mean that we don't get paid, it just means that the landlord pays us instead of the
They have such a low, if there's such a low vacancy rate, why would they? I mean, I would think they would just want to sit there and, let it rent itself.
Right. And there's a very low vacancy rate. We're just about to get into that really busy season. The summer is the busiest rental season, and I haven't experienced it yet, but from what I hear, it's literally chaos, where you show somebody an apartment and literally it can be gone in 3 hours, and often is. And so there's that urgency and probably real estate agents get a bad rap for that too, because it comes across as a really hardcore sales tactic. You have to do this right now, but in fact, you really do have to move that quickly. I can't tell you how many times I've pulled properties for people who, and this has been a learning lesson for me, I've pulled properties for people and I've come back, I've done that in the middle of the week, and it's Saturday and they're here in town and I'm going to show them, and 3 of the 5 things that I pulled are gone already. It moves that quickly. So it's really important when you go out to find a place to rent, to be really prepared and have that documentation, and unfortunately figure out your decision process quickly, because if you find that place you love, you have to jump on it. Yeah, sorry.
No.
I've rambled on.
You answered questions, thank you.
Sure.
If I've understood correctly, the perfect people for you to work with would be, if we know anyone that wants to move to Roosevelt Island, for you to be our point person.
Absolutely. And really, like I said, I am looking to focus on Roosevelt Island. I love it. I think if you have a genuine passion for an area, that it's that comes through. And so I would thoroughly enjoy that. I'm also looking to focus on the Upper East Side. Okay. But if you have anybody, I can speak very highly, having been in the business, of Mark David, and if you have anybody, go ahead and send them my way, and I'll make sure, no matter what area of the city that they're looking to rent, I'll make sure that they're well taken care of.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Cornelia's already